Hi, I'm coming to you today to talk about marriage, a response video to my research paper. And today I want to speak on the pros and cons of marriage and what this concepts mean. Society today isn't really interested in marriage. Marriage is usually the last thing on people's mind, especially young women and men in their prime who are dating freely, even openly sometimes. But to them, marriage is that thing that they just stay far away from. But in this essay here that I've written, put together here, I've addressed some of the pros and cons of being married. And some of the pros, of course, let's start there, are, having someone beside you in the times of need, having someone around, you're never lonely, being able to have two incomes in your household if that's the case, having a family, having someone that you can count on, having something of substance, a foundation. And then you have your cons, the cons of marriage, the things that most people don't talk about. Infidelity and, the not being able to trust one another and the dissatisfaction with the relationship all in all after many years of being with that one person. So we addressed that. Things happen in a relationship like infidelity because of the perceptions of the opposite sex. Most men are not very emotionally in tuned to a random sexual partner that they just choose to be with, whereas in women are more emotionally driven, and that's more so the reason why infidelity becomes a factor with women. But I can't say that's all women, because we all know that sometimes it's just the choice that they make, women or men, so it could be either or. But when it comes down to it, this kind of thing isn't really talked about much because most people are looking at marriage as that last resort. It's a last option. And I just want people to know and understand that, yes, things happen in a marriage. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, always peaches and cream. Sometimes it's going to get really nitty gritty. And sometimes you're going to have to find endurance and strength where you have weakness happening. And so, with that being said, I'm going to just talk about a few little sources here. The American Psychological Association, and here's one of the articles that I use as a source here, and they just talk about stress in a marriage. Sometimes stress can be the factor, because it's not always about not being able to trust your spouse. Sometimes it's just about being able to feel comfortable in your own environment. Sometimes it's about being able to just get along, so it tends to stem from just, it tends to stem from things other than just money, finances, things of that sort, which also finances can also be a problem. Finances could be an ultimate problem. If anything, most relationships are talking about their finances if they're not in, a stable situation. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was, having cold feet in general. Some young people don't want marriage because they're afraid. It scares them. Commitment scares them. Although they would go and sign a lease to a house or sign a mortgage forms or go about buying a car with a big, huge debt over their heads. And to them, that's not the same as being married to just that one person for the rest of their lives. So it's very cliche. It's very, very cliche. One more source before I end this and sum everything up is the perception of emotional and sexual infidelity among married men and women. And that is from the Pakistan Journal of Psychological Research. And they just talk about some of the different things that men and women come into when they're married. And they surveyed several hundred couples, and they find different views. And this essay really, really based off those topics alone. And I really think you'll enjoy it. So thank you for watching.